Hi, I'm Lance Oded, Executive Director of Friends of Pando, and this is your Pando Minute. Today, we're going to be talking about how the Pando tree reproduces and spreads out over the land. Now, Pando is typical in one way. It is an aspen tree, species Populus tremuloides. And just like all aspen trees, Pando could be either male or female, and in the case of Pando, it is male. It does produce pollen, and if that pollen meets with a female tree, absolutely possible that you would have more Pando-related baby trees and clones in and around Pando's homeland. But the primary way that Pando spreads out and reproduces is through something called vegetative reproduction, and what that means is that it clones itself. Well, how does it clone itself? The cloning process is hormone driven, and it's about the presence and absence of two hormones. It's called the auxin-cytokinins hormone cycle. Auxin is the hormone involved with the tree growing up, and we'll see a lot more auxin in a happy, healthy stem or raiment of Pando than we would a tree that's not doing well or dead tree. Cytokinins is what collects up in the root beneath the stems that spreads out over Pando's landmass of 106 acres, and that is what sends regeneration upward, exact genetic copies of the first Pando tree that was the size of a piece of oatmeal, the seed, and set down in the Fish Lake Basin about 9,000 years ago. So let's get into this a little bit. I've made 4 drawings here to show you the process of how auxin and cytokinins mix in their power and what they do, and then what are the implications for that and how the tree spreads out. So in the first picture, we will see 2 stems. Now, Pando is made up of 47,000 stems, and each of those stems can live to be about 150 years old. So in the first picture, I don't know if you can see it very well, but you'll see in each of the stems there's a bunch of purple dots, and that represents auxin, the hormone involved with the tree going upwards into the sky to collect sunlight and energy. At the roots, you will see all these little orange dots, and that represents the cytokinins, the things that can collect up and send genetic clones up from the root, a process called suckering. So in the first picture, you'll see 2 healthy trees, lots of auxin. Auxin naturally suppresses cytokinin production, and so you see way more auxin than you see cytokinins. In the second image, that first tree has died. Each of Pando's stems lives to be about 150 years, and in this case, we just imagine that maybe it got blown down by the wind. It has died. There's no more auxin in this stem to the left, and you're noticing that there's more of those little bubbles of cytokinins in the roots. In the third picture, you're going to see 2 things. One, you're going to see that the cytokinins have kind of collected up here to the left side of the dead stem, and you'll notice that there's a relationship in the stem that's dead. We're seeing cytokinins build up on this left side. Why is that? Why would it not go right or in some other direction? Well, remember, auxin suppresses cytokinin production, and so the cytokinins can gather up in a sufficient force to the left better than they can on the right, where there's more auxin and they're being suppressed. Now, as we move through time, you'll see that where those cytokinins had collected up, it sent up a new stem, and that new stem is there in full sunlight, which aspen like Pando enjoy. If you were to look at this process in a time lapse from above, what you would see is you'd see this happy, healthy canopy for the tree on the right. You would see the broken stem, the one that's died here, and you would see that that new growth has set off to the left, where the cytokinins could build up more readily. And in this way, Pando moves left, right, across the land, anywhere that sunlight gives advantage. This has been your Pando Minute. If you'd like to learn more about Pando and the work that Friends of Pando is doing to educate the public, support research and preservation efforts, and inspire stewardship, please visit friendsofpando.org.